Aleah Finnegan, the 21-year-old who already is in the second year of representing the Philippines, has already had multiple medals for the country, including 2 golds in the SEA Games and 2 bronze medals in the Asian Championships. She's the first Filipina gymnast to qualify for the Olympics in 60 years. And we visited her as she trains in Metz, France, and seems satisfied with today's sessions.
Today we started on beam and we went through 2 full sets, which was really good. It's typically about the numbers that I do in the gym every single day, and so really good and really positive, and so it really didn't take too long to get adjusted to those things. You know, that's what today's about. It's about, you know, shaking off all of those, you know, mishaps, and, you know, I wouldn't consider it a rough turn. It was just, we're just moving through it.
She once folded her chapter of joining elite-level competitions already because of setbacks, injuries, and an unfortunate bad day in a qualifying competition.
Ultimately, my goal was to compete in the 2020 Olympics. So I had done everything that I could. I had trained at the right gyms. I had excellent coaches. I had teammates who were beside me who worked incredibly hard. And the year before that, I just really struggled with this foot injury that was really just nagging at me. I ended up having to get surgery in 2020. So we're back at it again in 2021. I was feeling great. I was having quite a season personally. I just had an off day. And something about gymnastics is that you only get one shot at it. And exactly, in sports in general, you get one shot, you train your whole life, and you have this one opportunity. And sometimes it's what are you going to do with it, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way that day.
Until a phone call from Miss Cynthia Carrion, president of the Gymnastics Association of the Philippines, made her think about a golden opportunity to represent the Philippines in the Olympic Games. Then she explains why she said yes.
Incredibly thankful that she had made that phone call to my mother, who had delayed the message to myself, and to say, hey, this is an incredible opportunity that we have for you. I'm like, this is too good of an opportunity to pass up. Like, I have an opportunity to represent my mom, to represent my heritage and my culture. Just saying yes to that one opportunity just unleashed the door for so many things to come, and I'm truly thankful that I just took that first yes, because I wouldn't be here today without it.
With a few to go to Paris 2020, Aleah is in a great state of mind. She says she feels good mentally and physically, and is now ready to put any kind of negative memories behind her.
This ball is multi-talent. Sign her up.
Reporting from Metz, France, I'm Boom Gonzales.
How was the travel?
It was good. It was just a little bit long getting actually to Metz.
Right.
Levi Jung-Ruivivar, the 18-year-old former 4-time U.S. national team member who recently had a very meaningful and memorable trip to the Philippines last month, has now arrived at Metz, France for her lead-up to the Olympic Games, Paris 2024. And straight away, went to do some light work at the Lerens Training Center after traveling all the way from Dallas, Texas.
I really just want to get in the best training I can before the Olympics. My goal is to improve my strength, endurance, and some execution, to take this as an opportunity to adjust and make any corrections I need to in my gymnastics in order to adjust to the different equipment.
She also tells us what her expectations are and what it means to choose to represent the Philippine flag.
Continuing to build on my strength and kind of like so that I can peak at the Olympics in 2 weeks. Obviously, being an Olympian is amazing. I still can't believe that I qualified to the Olympics, but I think it's finally starting to hit me a little bit more at first. For the first few months, I don't know, I don't think my brain could process it, but just as I've been, I traveled to Paris and there's all these, Paris Olympic 2024 signs, and like, I was, getting ready for the Olympics, and I got like little rings on my fingers. Yeah, so for my nails. So just those little things I think help me process it more, and I'm just getting really, really excited. And hopefully I can use that momentum as motivation in my training and motivation when I actually compete.
Yeah, it's a little harder.
It means so incredibly much to me because my Lolo is always telling me about what it was like growing up in the Philippines. He has so many sad stories and so many happy and funny stories. He just loved to tell me about it, and being, growing up around a Filipino family and community, I feel a very, very strong connection to the Philippines, and to be able to represent the country and feel the support of everyone back in the Philippines, and getting to meet the younger generation of athletes in Manila when I went and visited, it really just makes me really insightful about why I'm doing this and who I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for myself, but I'm also doing it for everyone back home. So I'm really, really, really blessed and honored.
The whole gymnastics contingent is now here, and we will all follow their journey one by one. Reporting from Metz, France, I'm Gonzales.
I basically compete in less than 2 weeks. So I think it's starting to hit me of wow, I'm right here, I'm almost at the finish line, and all of my hard work, is paying off, and just being here, I'm just so grateful to be here.
After winning the bronze medal in the individual all-around of the Women's Artistics Gymnastics Asian Championships in Uzbekistan, 21-year-old Emma Malabuyo was the fourth and final gymnastics Olympic qualifier from the Philippines. She is a couple of days into her training here in Metz, France, and gives us an assessment of how it's going so far.
Yeah, today was just all about adjusting to the equipment and still adjusting to the time change. So I did a lot of, bars, beam, and floor work today. Still getting used to the bars, but I did parts of my routine, and then for beam, still adjusting as well, but I did full beam routines, and then floor, I was just a little bit tired today just because it's so hot in here. Still adjusting to the heat and all of that, but overall I think I'm making progress, and it felt like a good practice.
Emma's intensity in training is only matched by her bubbly and always positive personality. She lights up a room, even the gym, and infects everyone with her energy. An energy that she gets from the support from Filipinos everywhere.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I've been getting so much love and support all over. I actually have a short little story if that's okay. So at one of the World Cups, I just remember one of the Filipino workers in Azerbaijan came up to me and was like, "Oh my gosh, you're representing the Philippines." And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And he was like, "Well, tomorrow when you compete, I'm gonna bring all the Filipinos that I know." And I was like, "No way, okay, sure." So the next day I'm about to compete and do my beam routine, and all I hear is, "Come on, Emma, Laban, Emma." And I look up in the stands and I literally see 20 to 30 Filipinos up in the stands just cheering me on. And after that moment I thought oh my gosh, this is so cool. I feel so much support, and I'm so grateful to represent the Philippines, and I feel there's so much pride in that, so I was really thankful to be represented.
She explains to us her relationship with the other gymnasts and her own encounters with Carlos Yulo.
I met Carlos in 2017 at a junior Japan competition, and so I was 13 years old, and I think he was 15 or 16, and he was really tiny and scrawny a little bit. And I was oh my gosh, he's representing the Philippines, this is so cool. So that was the first time I met him, and he was very shy and really nice. And then when I saw him again in 2023, so last year, I was "Oh my gosh, you're jacked." That was the first thing I said to him when I saw him. I was "Oh my gosh, Kaloy, you're like this." So that was really funny. But yeah, he's actually, very funny person, but also just seeing him doing amazing gymnastics and, making it so far, it's very inspiring too as well.
Emma also tells us what it took to get here.
I would say my word is resilience. I think it also really comes down to my family. They believe in me so much, I think more than I believe in myself. And so sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit unmotivated or I don't know if I'm like capable of reaching, you know, a certain goal, they're always encouraging me, and no matter what, they're supporting me. And so I think what really pushed me to make it here is both my parents. Like, they showed up to every single international meet, so having them be there by my side, I don't think they've ever missed a competition in my whole entire life.
And where her mind is, 2 weeks away from Paris 2024. Emma Malabuyo is the personification of the word persistence. She has a chance of a lifetime and is going all out not to waste the opportunity to be an Olympian for the Philippines.
I just remember going back home and they said, you know, this is not the end. I feel like God has a plan for you, and just like believe in yourself, just give it your all and do the best that you can do. I thought about being myself, enjoying my time out on the floor, and when I did that, I was able to have my best gymnastics and perform.
From Metz, France, I'm Gonzales.